Let's take a look at the fixtures. March day 6 of the Nigeria Professional Football League. Because before it comes up, Akwa United, they've shown us that they continue where they stopped actually last season with the new coach. But they'll be going to Newi to take on Ifeanyi Ubah. Yobe Desert Stars welcome Katsina United. Go round, we play Nasarawa United. It's Aimba and Abia Warriors, some sort of Oriental derby. Yep. Sunshine Stars will take on El Kanemi Warriors. Kano Pillars will play Plateau United. In Lagos, MFM will host Wiki Tories. March the 6th of the Nigeria Professional Football League. While Niger Tornadoes will take on Heartland.
Well, if we're looking at the one that is going to be big, it certainly has to be between Ifeanyi and, of course, Akwa United. Akwa United are on the summit of the Nigeria Professional Football League, of course, on goal difference, and certainly want to make sure that they keep, raking in points. But then against FC Ifeanyi in any way is really going to be very difficult. Heartland needs to get a win. But then, will they be able to get a win away? That's $1 million question. So far, so good. They have not been particularly crowned themselves in glory and been fantastic in the Nigeria Professional Football League, missing sitters and goals of goals. So let's just see how it would happen. And of course, MFM, should win this one against Wiki Tories, but then they need to work on their away form. They need to work on their away form because you cannot continue to drop points away. Because if they continue like this, psychologically, it will affect them in the CAF Champions League. So, we're looking at games, and certainly we say that, okay, things will probably happen. And, of course, the Ubah will be playing at home as well. Got that much-needed point in Port Harcourt. And you want to say that, okay, they are coming back. They are getting their mojo back. But then they need to be consistent. And somehow they have not been able to be consistent.
One team that has tried to show that they can be consistent is Plateau United. Certainly. But they go to Kano Pillars. That should be an interesting match.
Very, very interesting one. And that is a match to look out for. Looking at the fact that Kano Pillars in Maiduguri on Sunday were not particularly fantastic, so it's really going to be a very...
When you go to Maiduguri, it's very difficult for you, those guys there.
Well, let's move on from that, but really, I feel that it's really going to be a very, very interesting one. Kano Pillars playing
some
against...
derby in its own right.
Yes, some sort of derby in its own right, but then, of course, they are still missing out their influential midfielder, Rabioli, who is with the Super Eagles of Nigeria, the African Nations Championship. So it's really going to be a very, very interesting one. Let's see what will happen. And, it just pains me that some of these matches, none of the matches will be on television. It pains me. I want to see some of these matches on television. I want to talk about tactics. I want to talk about who scored the goals. I want to talk about the sort of tactics that each coach used to maneuver, not situations.
Find some time. Go to the.
Certainly, I'll be at the Agege Stadium. So, bro, then,
so if you had Agege, you'll be able to watch it out on TV.
Other matches, we don't want to hear other stories that touched.
Work with us, we'll tell you, because the league management company, they're also doing their bids in sending out those highlights so that we'll get to keep talking about the Nigeria Professional Football League. It's getting interesting. You want to know how interesting it is? I keep saying it's arguably one of the competitive leagues in the world. Yes, in the world. Let's say the table, match day 5 table, what the table looks like after match day 5. Some teams are already showing signs. Nobody's racing away yet, but Akwa United, they look promising. 12 points with Plateau United, but have a better goals difference, and that's why they're on top of the table. Look at Lobby, so it's 12, 12, 10, 9, 8, 8, 7, 7, 7. So if you look at it, Cosmos is so close that if Akwa doesn't pick a point or win at FC Ifeanyi Ubah, and then Plateau United picks a point, just a point, Plateau United takes over.
Yes, certainly. And of course,
both of them are going away, by the way.
Yeah, and when you look at it critically, about 5 teams in the top 10 are actually going away. Now, you look at a certain team called MFM that is probably, I think, 14th on the log. If they win, they might get to the top 10 of the Nigeria Professional Football League. So that shows you how competitive the Nigeria Professional Football League is. You just have to look at the fact that teams, when they are away, most of the time get points. So it shows that anything can happen.
That's
right. So right now, we cannot say, okay, these are the contenders and these are the pretenders. Right now, all of them are competing. Trust me, those guys, even the teams below the log can actually come up as well to the top of the log.
Why we're doing this is because last season at about this time, Plateau United, they were already showing us the signs that, look, we mean business. So this is match day 5. By tomorrow, I'm so certain this table will change in some way.
True.
You know, if you look at from Katsina 7, 8, 9, 10, they're both sharing, they have 4 of them sharing 7 points. So wins will happen,
yes,
and then things will change. So that's the top 10. If you look at the bottom 10 also, things are happening. That's why I say it's arguably one of the most competitive leagues in the world. So that's the bottom 10 right there in the Nigeria Professional Football League. Yes, Cosmo said it, Heartland needs to win. Look at MFM that finished runners-up last season after match day 5. Not looking so good on the log because they're not doing well away from home. They need to start winning away from home. And then some fans are asking questions that this is the team that is representing Nigeria in the CAF Champions League, that they should start winning. Let's go to Twitter before we get on with the show. I'll find out what you guys are talking about, particularly on the African Nations Championships. It's going to be very, very tough when Nigeria takes on Sudan. But we're getting a lot of assurances from the coaches and, of course, the players. Akinlo Ekende says the Chan Eagles should please step up their game the more, and please don't make us have our hearts in our mouth again. But we are praying for them because we know their victory is for Nigeria and also to announce our NPFL to Africa and the world.
Yes, certainly. I mean, looking at the fact that with all the stories about the NPFL and all that, you know, these are players from the Nigeria Professional Football League that maybe, as I said, maybe it's not perfect, but they are trying their best to put the name of Nigeria out there in limelight. So they are doing well, and they need to continue to do well, not just for themselves, but for the benefit of the league as well.